Leaving the Nassa River, the next part of our journey, we'll be travelling 70 k's down the coast, past the Staten River to Wakanaka Inlet. It was a nice calm morning for the run down the coast. On the way down the coast, it was obvious to see the destruction from Cyclone Owen. Cyclone Owen hit the coast on the 15th of December 2018, packing wind gusts up to 170 kilometres per hour. The cyclone was a Category 1 when it hit the coast. There's trees down everywhere. This is where the eye of it hit. And all the way down the coast is just trees uprooted all the way. We were travelling along quite nicely, just hugging the coast. The tide was dropping out fast. I needed to get a move on. I was trying to stay in close to avoid the chop, because I'm fully loaded.
What happened?
Stuck.
Why?
Was stuck on the mud. Trying to take a shortcut. It's too low to get through this little gap in the island, so it's stuck. So we're going to have to wait for the tide to come in a bit so we can get out of this mud. So we're just going to have a bit of relax for a while. We're trying to make this shortcut. There's a little channel that runs through. So we come in taking the chance to make it and we've got stuck. So we're going to have to stay here tonight on this mud bank. We're only putting along at about 10 kilometres an hour. We would have had to go right out around the island, which would have taken us about another hour and a half. So we made a bit of a bad decision and we come in to make the shortcut, but now we're going to stay here overnight. These banks are out in the middle of the ocean in this area. Trying to stay in close sometimes is the wrong option. The tides are different here in the Gulf. You only get one high tide per day. The next high tide is tomorrow lunchtime. We left our muddy bank this morning at about 8 o'clock. We've got a nice high tide at lunchtime today, so there's plenty of water, it's pretty smooth. The plan was to go to the Staten River, but I'd spoken to Ian on the radio and he said there was a fair few barra boats in there. So I was going to give it a miss and go to a nearby estuary that doesn't get hit very often. This headland up here is the Gilbert River, so we're just making our way slowly. The conditions have got a bit rough, but we're just going to putt along. Arrived at Wakanaka Inlet and made camp at the mouth.